The machine I have here is truly one of a kind. This is a Bettini phonograph. Let me open it up and show it to you and explain a little bit about what it is. Bettini was an early phonograph pioneer back in the 1890s when all of this was really coming about. And he was well known and traveled in circles where he got to meet a lot of famous opera singers. So he concentrated his recording on early opera singers and produced cylinders that to this day are considered very rare and very expensive. What he did was he founded a company, the Société de Microphonographs, and what he produced were reproducers and recorders for Edison and Columbia machines. So you could adapt your machine with something quite a bit more sophisticated. He also adapted some of the Edison and Columbia machines and marketed them as his own, and actually did market a few machines himself that were originals, but manufactured by other companies. So this is one of those machines. This is a Columbia GG, which is an early concert machine, but it has been modified by Bettini. He did put his plate on here that has the company name and the word Bettini and then some French writing here. It has his signature up here, which I'll show you when we do the close-up. And let's show you the reproducer. Here is a Bettini reproducer for a Columbia GG. And you can see it says Bettini patents August 89, December 92. So that's the period that these were patented. This is a Type C reproducer. It's a floating reproducer. Now the Columbia GG would have had a mechanism with a floating reproducer, but it would not have been nearly as sophisticated as this one. This one has a floating reproducer with a counterweight that can be adjusted to change the amount of pressure on the record. These sounded very good at a time when cylinders were still really in their early stages. The reproducer would mount like this on here, tighten that, and then I can raise and lower it this way, and I can adjust it like that. The horns for these machines were designed by Bettini. This is the original horn to this machine. Most of these horns, although they look like this, are usually red, and I've seen some that are orange, but this one's the original gold. This is a very special machine. And the reason it's so special is that it's a Bettini concert machine in a special cabinet, not the regular Columbia cabinet. It's much nicer, and it's on a custom cabinet. And the cabinet also has an ID tag on it also. Inside the cabinet, which I'll show you in a minute, there are concert cylinders, and I've checked through them, and a couple of them are actually Bettini cylinders. They've got the correct labels. I've listened to them, and you can make out that they're not Columbia, they're not Edison concert cylinders. So let's take a close look at this machine. Here's a close-up look at the machine. You can see the ID tag, beautiful, just amazing. And then his signature on the top of the mechanism. You can see how beautiful this cabinet is. And let's take a look at this magnificent reproducer. There's the patent information. You can see it's also written on here, Bettini microphonograph attachment. And it's a Type C reproducer. There's the adjuster, there's the adjuster for the weight, the counterweight for the reproducer. There's the head of the reproducer, and you can see under it, see that? That's called the Bettini Spider. The sapphire is on that, and it's held and attached to the reproducer diaphragm in several places. And the diaphragm is plated, nickel-plated brass shim stock. And there's the adjustment mechanism to raise and lower it. And that's the reproducer. A recorder looks actually quite similar to that. And then if you look at the cabinet, this is the cabinet that was original to the machine. And you can see here the ID plate on it. What an amazing machine. Simply gorgeous. Here's a look inside the cabinet. I put the reproducer there because you can't have the reproducer on when you close the lid. Here are some of the cylinders, and if you look at this one here, Oh my, a Bettini concert cylinder. How amazing is that? Just gorgeous.